So for that reason, I offer a one-time use extension that you can use throughout the semester for one unit. You need to ask before the due date, so it can't be Monday morning after the due date, oh, I didn't get everything in, can I use the extension? It needs to be before the due date that you notify me. You can use it one time. It allows you an extra 5 days to turn in the assignments for no penalty. But once you use it, then the rest of the semester, there's not an extra extension for you. So once again, you need to contact me before the due date. Also, for grading and feedback, I will grade all assignments within 7 days of the due date. So if it's due on a Saturday, by the following Saturday, all grades will be completed and in the grade book. I will also provide feedback. I provide feedback on 2 of the assignments. So discussion boards and the observations and development, I grade for completion. So if you miss a question, then I just say -2 points here, or if you don't do all the discussion posts, then I knock it down. On the Dear Abby and the reflective journals, I will provide feedback based on your responses for some questions. So look for feedback on those to help you in future assignments. Proofreading, this is a college course. I expect college writing, so if there are more than 3 errors in an assignment, I will start deducting points. Now, I'm not an English major. Grammar is not my forte, so if there's a comma instead of a semicolon, I don't care about that. But if I open your assignment and there are red squiggly lines everywhere because you didn't spell check, I'm going to start knocking off points. Or if you are writing like you are texting your best friend, I'm going to start knocking off points. So keep it professional, proofread your assignments, but don't stress staying up until 1 a.m. to make sure the grammar or all of that. That's why I give a little bit of leeway with a couple errors. For for my grading policies, the Dear Abby and reflective journals are worth 50 points each. In the reflective journal, I do delegate certain points to each question. So if you miss a question, then sometimes it can be -1 point or 4 points or more, depending on the question. The Dear Abby letters, it's 50 points spread out between the 9 responses. So it's about 5-6 points apiece. If you miss some, then you'll knock off points. Again, the observations and development, a couple points per question, 5 points sometimes, depending on the length of the assignment. The discussion board, here's what's more particular though. If you have a late initial post, meaning that you don't get it done within the first week of the class, or of the unit, it's -2 points. If you do not respond to your peers, the additional 2 responses, it's -5 points. If they are non-substantial posts, meaning your post to your peer is, that's a great idea, or what a wonderful response, I like the way you think. No, that's just fluff. Okay, so that would be -3 points. I'm sorry for that error. It should say points there, not posts. So see, even I'm not perfect, and that's why I give you some leeway with grammar and with spelling. Alright, some helpful hints, and then after this we will go into iLearn and look at everything. My biggest recommendation is do not procrastinate. Do not wait until the day before everything is due to start working on the course. You will struggle if that is how you work. This course is time intensive, and so my recommendation is that you start early and start strong. Read all the instructions for the assignments now while you have time instead of the week of the due date when you're struggling to get things done. The minimum word requirement, again on the Dear Abby letters, is 2,200 words. You have been warned. I will email it to you. I will tell you many times. So the first unit, if you do not have 2,200 words, I deduct points. I will get into how to complete the assignments the best way. Ask questions early and often. Please send me an email. Chances are, especially if the due date is on a Saturday, I'll check it once or twice that day, and then I'm off with my family. So at 11:30 at night, if you have a question on an assignment, I'm asleep already, and I'm not going to get back to you until after the time it's due. So ask questions early. I encourage you to actively participate in your discussion board. You are only required to make 2 additional posts, but if you make more, I guarantee you will get more out of the class. I will host office hours every Thursday in an Adobe Connect room, which is like a virtual office. It's Thursday evenings at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. Come, it's not required. So if you have questions that you feel more comfortable talking face to face or at least voice to voice, come. If not, then send me an email. I don't provide any additional information during these office hours. It's simply for your benefit if that's when you would like to come with questions. I can share my screen, which sometimes is nice with iLearn, so I can show you where things are. Alright, so let's get out of this, and I am going to go into iLearn. This is what your course will look like on the first day, hopefully. This area right over here will be the due dates. Keep in mind that the initial post for the discussion board is not in the calendar, so it won't show up in this right-hand column. There will be emails and announcements with this reminder, so it still is expected even though it doesn't pop up on this side. Also keep in mind that your due date time changes based on which time zone you're in. So right now mine says October 7th at 12:59 a.m., which you'll notice is actually a Friday when the unit is due Thursday, October 6th at midnight Mountain Standard Time. So it just be based on the time zone that you're in. If you're in California, it will say 10:59 p.m. Or if you're in Mexico or China or wherever you're joining us from, it will adjust for that. And it's due based on what it gives to you, what time iLearn automatically gives to you. So the bulk of the information is going to be under content. And if you go over, what will pop up first is the overview. And here's my contact information, my virtual office link, as well as my office hours. So that's under overview. Then most of the introductory information is under the welcome tab. There's a schedule, and I'll pull this up because I mentioned it earlier. Once again, it says due Thursday of week 4 at 11:59 p.m. and what's due. I will be emailing this once I add the dates in, so it will say October 6th at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, instead of you trying to count what week we're in. So keep in mind I will email this to you. But here is the schedule as well as what's due, which we already went over. Let's go back. There's a syllabus with information that is used with all the child development courses, so it's not particular to my course, but in general, as well as some support centers. You will be split into groups for some discussion boards, and that will be here for you to access which group you're in. But that won't apply to Unit 2, so we have a month before that needs to be there. So you don't need to worry about that right now. Then you're going to go into the introduction. Again, some of this is the same that we just came from. There is a pretest to take. I believe it's not due, it's not graded, it's not part of your score, but it does help me see which areas to focus on based on the student's abilities and knowledge. So please take that within the first week or two of the course. It's pretty easy. You don't have to get the right answer, just give it your best guess. So I'm going to go into Unit 1 and sort of walk you through what a unit looks like, as well as how to go about the most efficient way of completing specifically the reflective journal assignment. So you'll notice when you click on Unit 1, it opens up the tab with the 4 chapters and the Unit 1 activities, and this is where you'll find all the assignments. When you go into each one, they'll have these little, so the fact or fiction, which is the reading quizzes, and then you'll open up all these different windows, and it will give you some instructions. For example, read pages 10 through 14, and then there's going to be a journal question. These journal questions correlate directly with the reflective journal assignment, and let me show you real quick where to get that. So you go back to Unit 1, under Unit 1 activities, and you will see the reflective journal instructions. You open this up, and you will see that reflective journal question number 2 right here correlates how much variability or plasticity is there in David's development 2, bear with me because I'm just going to go back to where I was. So don't, it was right here. It correlates directly with this question. So the easiest way to do the reflective, okay, let me start with this. The way not to do this course in the reflective journal is to go through each of these, read all these pages, then go back, click on the next one, read these pages, watch the video, then go back to the next one, and keep doing this. That's not, you can do it that way, but you will double your workload. The easiest way to do this is to have the reflective journal assignment up on your computer, then go through each of these. Watch the video that it requests you to watch, read the pages that it's requesting you to read, as it says in the instructions right here, and then before you move on, go back to your journal, and this is asking for question 4, and answer this question. Once you answer the question, then go on to the next one. Read these pages, answer this question. Anytime it says explore, that's for your own. There's no assignment related to that. But then you would answer journal question number 5, and so on and so forth. That is the most efficient way of doing this. Now you did see some links there for videos. Most of the time the videos work. I had a student last semester that was in China with limited wireless, and some of the videos didn't quite stream for him, but almost all of them, almost all the time, work. Sometimes YouTube changes what's accessible and what's not. So if a video doesn't work, that's not your excuse to not complete the question. You send me an email, you let me know, and within about 8 hours, whenever I see the email, I'll find a new link, I'll update it, I'll send it to you, and it will be fixed. So just keep in mind, that's not an excuse to get out of the question. Send me an email, let me know, we'll find another one. And you're going to continue doing that for each of the chapters. You'll notice that there's the fact or fiction, the reading check, and then, or the reading check right here, sorry. The fact or fiction is not, it's just for completion points. It's not, you don't have to worry about the grade on it. And then you're going to go through each of these sections. So that's the same for each of the units. And the easiest way to complete the reflective journal assignment. The other assignments are in here. So the collaborative quest discussion board, it gives you the directions of what to post right here. And so just read them, and then you can go on and click this, and it gives you the right direction. Start a new thread to begin your post. The Dear Abby letters are right here. You can open it in the Microsoft Word. And this is what I was mentioning earlier in the post, or in the lecture, that for chapter 2 you have 4 letters to choose from. You need to respond to 3 of them. For chapter 3 you have 5, it looks like. So you respond to 3. You pick 3 out of any of the 5. And then chapter 4 you have 5 letters, so you get to respond to any 3 of those. Already it's at 1,100 words if you notice the word count down here. Your requirement is 2,200. That includes this whole assignment as it is right now. So your word count includes all the writing that's in here, as well as your responses. So at first it may seem like a lot, but it's not terribly a lot of writing. So again, this is an example of a Dear Abby, and you would respond with text and with course material of how this parent would go about what the recommendations are, why is the child behaving this way, things like that. So you just answer the questions as they have them. And then the last part is the observations and development. Here, it will give you directions on the study guide. Typically, it's watching videos, as I mentioned. But you would watch this video and then answer these questions about it, and then watch this video and answer the question. So that's how each unit works, and hopefully that helps you understand a little bit of the layout of the course.